Good morning. Happy Friday, Heather. Hope you're having a great weekend, the start of the weekend. I am doing okay. So, as you can tell by the title, we're not working on our junk journal because this week decided to poo poo on me and I didn't get a chance to do everything I needed to do. But, it's okay. We're going to get through it. Hope work was great for you this week. I am excited that it's the weekend. However, we're going to a birthday party tomorrow. So we'll have one day to do stuff. And then we're going to a birthday party next week as well. So I am going to be one busy mama. I still haven't got one of the little kids their birthday present, which is for tomorrow. So after stream, I got to go and do that. So yeah, we'll get back to it. So this is I always have a story, right? I always have a story. So Monday and Tuesday were great, right? So Tuesday is good. I say, I'm gonna go spend some money at thrift store on Wednesday. I drop my son off. I come home and I start working on a few things. And lo and behold, I can't find one of my IDs. That's important. I need the ID. I can't find the ID. I wrecked my brain Wednesday, looking all over the house, trying to retrace my steps. The problem is I can't. I have a really bad memory, so I don't remember what I did the weekend. I remember a few things because I told a few friends, "Oh, I'm going to be doing some adulting, blah 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 blah." But if you have your ID in your pocket and get out the car and it falls to the side, you may not find it. So nonetheless, I go crazy looking for the ID. Can't find it. So I go get it one yesterday, which was Thursday. My son had a school program last night. Needless to say, I did not get a chance to do anything because I was so just kind of emotionally drained from feeling like a heel from losing. You don't lose. I'm old. I'm a grown woman, and here I am losing stuff, and I just felt really like crappy from that. And I know I shouldn't have, but I did. Things happen. Adulting, it happens. Bad stuff happens no matter what. So that is what happened to me on, this week. So this week has been emotionally draining for a few things. And then last night my son had his program, and I don't know what that is. I was told that he had his the little costume that he was supposed to wear. Well, he was in his the costume didn't fit, right? I would have bought him a costume, or I would have got some material and made a costume if I had to make a costume. Nonetheless, it's red stuff all over my desk. Nonetheless, um, he didn't have an appropriate costume. So, I was upset about that. It was an emotional week, I would say, a very emotional week. But nonetheless, we are here. We're going to make some cards. I've done a little bit of prep work so we can do a few things because I have some errands to run, as I stated, getting the birthday presents. And I just want to do a few things for myself today before the weekend actually starts. So I'm going to discuss what I use. I thought I had everything here, but apparently I don't. I try to be a little bit more organized. And the more I get organized, it seems like I'm more unorganized. But today we're going to be using some Hero Art. Oh, it's right here in my face. Some Hero Art stuff to create a few things. Now, I like Hero Arts a lot. I think they're one of the oldest companies in the craft. Yeah, I think they're one of the oldest companies in the craft uh, industry. And from what I've heard, they try to bring new companies on and show them the way. So it's like they know their lane and they're not afraid to share their knowledge with other people, which is really great. So we're using this Honeypot fancy dies, and it has 4 pieces, I believe. It has this. It has the lid. They all come connected, which is kind of bad because now it has this one strip. They were all connected and they're not. Most people are not like me. I try to leave all my stuff in the packaging. It just makes more sense for me to find it. But I have decided that I'm going to stop. I'm going to put all these things together in appropriate storage. So it has the word honey, this little cute top that I didn't die cut out, and then has this the honey stirrer, and it has the pot. I am into bees. I don't like to get stung by bees, but I like bees. And then it has these sunflowers that says bees and flowers and fancy dyes. And it has this, and it has a lot of pieces. This little buzz thing right here. Yeah, I I like them a lot. And then it said, then I have the stamp set. It's called Bee and Flower Wreath. Now, I guess you can stamp this out and put these flowers around it. You know, that's not going to happen today. The one thing I don't really care for is the here anything, but Hero Arts, most if not all of their clear stamps are photopolymer. So I have an issue with that. And then we're going to be using this Daisy Punch, and this is from, I think, EK Tools. It doesn't, oh, Fiskars. And then this Heart Punch, and this is from Stampin' Up. And I thought it'd be cool to do that. And then I made some stop signs in this color to see if it would be cute to make a card. Good morning, Samara. Hope you're doing well today. So I did cut out a few things. And right here, what we're going to do is we're going to color up a few of these pieces, because what we're going to do on our first card, oh, and I pulled out some paper already. Pulled out this yellow and brown. So I hope you're having a great weekend, a great day, excuse me, and I hope you have a great start to your weekend. It's going to be wonderful. So I did cut out 2 of each. Now I'll tell you, one of the reasons I do not like die cutting is because this thing has fallen apart. But its cousin that was on the same sheet of paper is still hanging in there. I don't really care for that, but that's okay. No worries. And this is going to be a plain basic card, so it's nothing really to worry about. But I thought I did get some inspiration from the website itself, and I have put up a few pictures, and I thought it'd be really cool to kind of replicate some of that. But we're going to be using A2 size cards that I just had, and I don't know what I'm doing with them. I'm going to Burlington Coat Factory or Burlington today to look for a few things. I saw some stuff at one, and I hope I can find it at the other one. That's always the goal. And then I want to go to Hobby Lobby and look at some bead stuff. I did buy some beads yesterday from there. Excuse me, paper and beads, because I'm working on a project. I was asked to try to create something, so I'm going to try and do it. So we're going to use this cardstock, and then we're just going to do two flowers, 2 or 3, we'll see. And we got this guy right here. Let's do this first. So I planned out most of this in my head, just so I did do some planning. Okay, no worries. Oh, it's spring break, huh? Cool beans. So I think we can get away with this. And we may even be able to put this down here. Now, I was going to get my stencil, but this table gets jostled real easily. So I didn't want to mess with that too much. Okay. So we got this just like that. And then we're going to, I planned this out in my head, kind of. You're going to put this right here, like that. Then I think we can slide one of these behind. Yeah, we can slide these in behind a few, like 2. So we got the honey. We'll fix it. It'll be decent. And then we're just going to put honey across here at the bottom, just like that. And then I didn't die cut a bee because I was like, I don't want to fussy cut. I don't want to die cut and color the bee. I was like, oh, that's a bit much. So I think what we could do is probably move these up some and then just cut them off and use them in another spot. So this was going to be our first card, I think. So now we got to do some coloring, which is always fun. I did consider stamping and coloring today, but I was like, I don't do that either. I kind of just want to hang out. I didn't really want to commit to anything and then not be able to fulfill it. Just because, sometimes when you're on an emotional high and you're going up and down and up and down, it could be a bit much to actually try to focus. In my opinion, in my case, focus on one thing effectively and do it. And plus, the big roommate's in the background making noise. You may not be able to hear him, but it's driving me absolutely bonkers. So, I don't like that green. And I don't like that color either. So let's put these back and pull out some other markers. I saw some markers at yes, I'm never gonna say no. So I think you do, said Joy and Fabric. But I saw some alcohol markers at Burlington that were very, 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 very inexpensive. And they almost jumped in my cart, but I was like, we have enough markers. So I'm doing good on the markers, just not the stamps and dies. And I think it's a sale at Joy and Fabric right now. Buy something. I would always wait until they're 50% off though. Because Joy and Fabric, they'll do 50% off and then they'll have sometimes, I don't know about lately, they'll have additional coupon. From my understanding, this was a part of the Hero Art Kit from last year, the add-on. So I don't know. I don't really go to Hero Arts and stalk them like I should because I get their stuff in the mail anyway. So I don't really stalk them out like that. So we're going to do one. We're going to just color all the stems so we don't have to worry about that. I do think that white would be a good contrast. I do have an inspiration picture that I looked at from someone on the Hero Art design team to see. See, everybody's an enabler, Samara. Everyone, when it comes to craft supplies and things like that, I don't know if I would ever tell you no. But if we were shopping together, I would always ask you, what are you going to do with that? That's always my question. Like, so what are you going to do with that? Like yesterday, my friend and I, we hung out and we went to the Dollar Tree and she bought some twine and some pots. I already had reservations because we're at the $1.25 store. But anyway, and she sent me the pictures of the stuff that she made and it's amazing. I was like, oh, it's so pretty. So now I want to copycat that and share with y'all, but I have other projects that I could make, so I don't really need to copycat her creations. I have their craft kit, but I've only used a few because I am the person that likes to get craft mail in the mail. And not like Happy Mail craft stuff. Like I want to buy things and get things in the mail. So I enjoy craft subscriptions, and I don't use them right away. But I find that when I do get the kit and whenever I do open it, I struggle trying to figure out what was actually done with the kit and how was it made before I can work on it. So I'm always like, well, how did they do this? And what why do I have this? Like I just opened up one today and it's a guy and a girl or a man and a woman sitting down, and it's a beautiful frame die, so you don't have to really do anything with that, but I think the picture has like a sunset or something like that, so that you can tell that they're like making it kind of romantic. And I think that would be a really good card for anniversary. You know, you can make anniversary cards. My problem is I do not like bulk card making or bulk anything making unless it's something like I have a few molds that I'm going to be sharing with y'all that I've done, mold things. And so that's different because you kind of create it and sit down and go. The one thing I'll say that we all need, if you don't have them, which I don't have, I'm going to go look today probably, is some basic shaped punches or dies. So I had to get these, I had to make these on a scan and cut because I couldn't find my die. I don't even know if I have a hexagon die. And I couldn't find a punch, a paper punch that does that, which it would have been it would have been a lot better for a punch versus um, a die. But I just, did on a scan and cut and was done with it. I think everybody, unless you love fussy cutting. Good morning, Nix. How are you doing today? Hopefully well. I think everyone should have some sort of, all the basic shapes: circle, oval, squares, rectangles, triangles, and then the odd one off. So if your odd one is going to be um, a hexagon or whatever, because I've made them too big. If I make more, I'll probably make them small. But I think I have, well, I think I have a honeycomb stencil. But what I could do is just design on a scan and cut and use it because it doesn't look bad. Let's see. I thought I brought it in here so you all can see it. Yeah. So if this was smaller, it could definitely be a good stencil. And you can only use it for so long, but if you have acetate, you could do it, or those little plastic sheets to make stencils. So we're just coloring these up because it's not good. I have a few outside plans. I want to get those done, but I still want to hang out with you all. That's the goal, at least, to hang out and have a good time. Always hang out and have a good time. And I'm not going to color the daisy itself, depending on what color pot we put it in. Oh, it's a lot of noises in the background today. I've watched people yell at their cats and dogs and kids and husbands, or the lawnmowers going off. And I don't mind watching people's videos that have a lot of outside things besides what you're crafting. But when I'm crafting, I like for it to be quiet. Just because it can be distracting to me. And that's why I usually make all of my videos in the morning time versus at night, because I enjoy the silence that everyone's still sleeping except for me. So I enjoy that more so. But when you have a lot of people around, it's just, in my opinion, so distracting. So I'm going to cut these papers real quick. And we're going to make them, the wood grain is going to go different. I like this yellow paper, so we're going to do this. Just like that. And card base. So 5.5. 4 1/4. And this paper is so thin. That's why I layered them up on top of each other. They're very thin. All right. So we got our 2 papers. And now we're going to go ahead and do some pre-assembly. So we're going to make 4 cards apparently. Anyone have any major plans for the weekend? I don't have any major plans. If the weather stays nice, which I hope it will, we're going to just do the birthday party. And we may do something else, but I don't know. I'm going to be around some little kiddos. So, if you're around a lot of kids, my son is a screamer. So when he sees his little friend, he's like, "Oh my God, look, it's Samara!" Ah! That's how he is. And I'm like, "Son, calm down." Like, "Son, calm down." All right, so we did this at 4 1/4 and by 5 1/2. And so this card base, I feel is off, which is okay most of the time. But now what I'm going to have to do is trick my brain into knowing that I need to trim this down a sliver, a hair. Oh, that's so nice, Heather. Our ground grass looks just like this piece of paper, brown. And our ground is so hard. It's so hard that it's hard to actually attempt to have a nice garden or whatever. I tried it 2 years ago. We had put our son's little pool up and they poured the water out and killed the plant. Because back in the day, I was like, oh, I really want to have a lemon tree. It would be nice to go and get lemons and, make lemonade or lemon tarts or whatever. But yeah, alas, it's just a spot where the tree was. And so my husband was like, I told you, you weren't going to do that with the lemon tree anyway. I was like, you killed it. How could I do something with it? Like they literally drowned the tree. Um, so just going to cut another sliver off. Any of you ever used a bead spinner before? We had a raised bed before because I was again attempting to do a garden. And I think what I'm going to do is just have, like a raised planter thing. Because I think that would be really cool to have that as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and apply this glue down. Yeah, that's, I would love for whatever I plant to actually grow. Because it would be nice to just have a few things that, you plant on your own. You don't have to worry about the grocery store, considering how expensive everything is becoming. Like I was talking to one of the parents last night, and she was saying that she just buys the fruit trays and puts some snacks together for her kids. And those fruit trays are like $13 a piece. And also, so you get them from, the grocery store, because that would be a lot easier than me having to slice them up and cut them up. But when you think about it, it's expensive. They're definitely charging you for them cutting up the stuff. All right. So I didn't go far to the edge because I feel like when I scrape it, to flatten it down, it will go to the edge. Anyone use Barely Art glue? I'm thinking about getting some, but I'm not sure. I would love to try it out before I commit to it. Because as you notice, oh, so not saying that you don't know how to do it, but are they all supposed to bloom and blossom at the same time. That's my issue. Like I would want to plant something that probably should have been planted in February to get me results now. Yeah, I have art glitter glue as well, but I think, well, I guess I just want to try it and see. All right, so we got our 2 cards, our honeycomb, which we need to ink up the edges. You know, I'm going to give embossing another chance because I can't emboss to save anybody's life. So I really want to give embossing another chance. But at the same time, like, do I really want to give embossing another chance? All right, so we got 1. That's not gonna look good. So we won't be able to do it on this one. Yeah, I wanna see, but I don't want to see, right? Because I have plenty of glues, and you know I always say Aleene's is the best glue. I just need to use the thing that Samara sent me and transfer some to a smaller applicator. But since I've been doing a lot of cards, I've been, you know, and I've been telling you that I like the other better. I don't, you know, the 3-in-1 glue, I don't want to really chance getting involved in another glue relationship. That's what I'm saying. All right. So we're going to use 4. I was going to say something really devious, but I decided not to, Heather, about the herbs. All right. So this is going to be that one. And I don't think we're going to be able to get away with putting this yellow on there. It looks weird to me. What do you think? You can think about that while I glue this down. Ooh. Which one survived? Probably the spearmint, huh? I don't know why I always picture Samara living like this fancy condo. The thyme. Oh, okay. And like she have an outdoor garden on her balcony or something. Or she lives in like a 2-story condo. I've never, you know, been to her location, but that's what I picture. My imagination can go awry sometimes. Can you tell me the cheapest thing you all have ever done? And I'm gonna tell you my cheap story. Oh, that's even better. Okay. So I went to buy this game, right? It's a DLC, downloadable content, just an extra part to the game I already own. But I don't want to spend the $5 for it. Yes, it's only $4.99 plus tax, but I don't want to spend the $5 on it. So I have a few coupons from a few places, right? So I was going to use the coupons from those places. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's just picture. That's how you know. That's how you live. So we're just gonna cut this off real quick. It's Cricut. Yep, Cricut. So I had a few gift cards for Walmart. So I was like, I'll go to Walmart and I'll buy this thing from Walmart. No, 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 no. That did not happen. I could not purchase the thing from Walmart. at all. We'll do this like that. I'm going to put honey across here like that. And now let's work on our daisies. So we're just going to do the centers yellow. I think this is like one of the fewest times I've ever colored in my die cuts. Before I was like, I don't even know what to do with these things. Like, what are you supposed to do with them? Now I realize what you're supposed to do. And I don't like it. Not one bit. Not one bit. I love seeing other people, inspire me to want to use die cuts and then me not use them. So I had told my friend, a gaming friend as well, and she was going to sneak and buy it for me, right? And she couldn't. It wouldn't let her buy it for me. And I was like, no, you don't have to do that. I'm going to get it myself. But she couldn't anyway. And I was like, that's what you get for trying to be sneaky, right? That's what I tell her. So then I go and try a different method. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. But I don't really care. I don't really care for die cutting. The more and more I realize that die cutting isn't my thing. It's just not something that I'm like, yes, let's die cut all of this stuff. Like today when I was like, oh, I got a die cut. Great. Yes, just great. So we're going to do this just like that. So giving it a little bit of dimension. I do like that they have dies that you can just kind of piece together or whatever. And you don't have to it's not really stressful or stressing because, I would stress out a lot about it. So we're going to put some glue on the top portion. And we're just going to slide this in like that. The same thing with this one. Actually, let's see something. Can we do honey like this? That doesn't look right. That don't look right. Okay. It's okay. Because I think this one doesn't look right. I don't want to cover up those situations. So then I go to another gaming situation that I have. And I'm like, okay, I can try it on this. And it's like you can't cross the two things. And I'm like, what in the world? Why? Why? Right? Like why are you doing this to me? Is the question that I was having. So then I just realized that your friend is cheap, y'all. She is very cheap. We're gonna leave the H unglued and we're just gonna do the O and the N. Yeah. All right, and I do have a sticker that I'm hoping the bee will fit on. If not, we're gonna have to stamp the bee out and then, fussy cut it. I think this bee may be too big. I want to put this bee right here, but this bee, that one. But we'll see. I thought it would be too big, so that's okay. No worries. We'll stamp up. Yes, definitely photopolymer. And this little bee doesn't have to be perfect, so we're okay. All right. That does nothing what I just did, but give me a little bit of false sense of security. Now I can't find my ink. I swear. When I'm not organized, the chaos is less noticeable. But when I am organized, you can see all of the chaos. All of the chaos. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Right? It's amazing. I mean, it's wonderful. It's not too bad because it's a small one, but if it was a large detailed image, you definitely hear me having a few choice words. That's for sure. I keep fanning because I want to color this bee up. You know, a lot of people like it. I'm just not doing something right, apparently, to get the images as beautiful as everyone else does. Like over time, I can get it, but I feel like the front and back of the stamp shouldn't be so sticky. And that's my only gripe. Because I know how to stamp, right? I just can't get it to act right after I've inked it up. What about y'all? Do y'all like photopolymer? Wrong color. I'm about to do something crazy. So just bear with me for a few seconds. I like this card. I like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and try and ruin it. Oh, because I don't want to fussy cut that out. Because I was going to leave the white on there. It would look right with the white. Yeah. It only bothers me because it's sticky. And a lot of people say, oh, you should do this, this, and this. Um, like this one is okay, right? It hasn't given me a lot of issues. But I'm about to do something crazy. So we'll see. There we go. Our first card is complete. Blank on the inside, and it looks quite pretty, but I am biased. All right, let's move on to the next one. So on this card, we really can't use this. Well, you never told me if you thought it would be okay to use it or not, but I feel like it would be a little bit oddball, but let's see. So this is the inked up edge. So you think it looks okay with this on here? Or do we just want to do a plain? Oh, I broke this one too. Great, just great. Now that color don't look right anyway. So let's see. I feel like we can do this here, just like that. And now we could do that. And then these two. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you so much. Glad y'all like it. Okay. I'm gonna just do a little bit right there. So I'm gonna use foam tape again. Since Dollar Tree went up, are y'all still buying your craft supplies from there? I haven't bought any craft supplies from there. I do want to go. When I went a couple of days ago, last week maybe, I don't remember. Before yesterday, they had some embroidery hoops, and I was like, "Oh, do I really want to get these for $1.25?" Blah 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 blah. And I started thinking because Samara had sent me a present, and I want to do a video, but then I want to make more than one. So, and it uses embroidery hoops. So I need the embroidery hoops. I need to stop being so cheap and be like, yeah, it has been, oh, no, 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 no. It has been X amount of years since Dollar Tree raised their prices. And I need to just get with the times, right? Yeah. The flower dyes are Heroes. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. I'll try to peel this up without breaking the paper. So what we're using today is these. This is called Honeypot Fancy Dyes. It comes with 4. It has this Honeypot. It comes with 4 dyes. Honeypot, it says the word honey. And then it has this little lid. Then I was going to try and make some lid products, but I think I'll work on that another day. And it has this little stirrer. So, and I kept those 2 out in case we wanted to see. Yeah, I do. Exactly. I do too. So in my head, I was like, oh, I'll go to the thrift store and get some hoops from there. But then, so you may have missed the beginning of the story. I wasn't able to find one of my IDs. And so it was a rough, Wednesday was rough. Wednesday and Thursday were rough days for me. So that's why we're doing cards and not finishing our journal because I didn't get a chance to do it. And then this is another die, and it's called Bees and Fancy Bees and Flowers Fancy Die. And then we have this stamp that we just pulled that little bee out of, and this is called Bee and Flower Wreath. And I said earlier, I think you stamp this out and you put these flowers around it. And it's a hollow stamp, so it's just that octagon, hexagon shape. Yeah. They have them at Joann if you're really interested in them, but I'm not sure if you really want to get them or not. All right. I'm going to glue honey down first because it's sticky, right? Yay. Me and my corny jokes. Let's make sure it's opening on the right side. Yep. Got honey. I'm going to put this here. And now, yeah. You know, I'm a sucker for flowers. I guess since I can't grow them properly, I um I can die cut and color them. Maybe that's my thing. Okay. Did I not color? Oh, did I not color the other one? I do think if you decide to use these, you need to cut out extras because I have a tendency to want to overdo. Let's see. You know, go overboard with the flowers, and I'm not sure if that's really a good idea or not. So it's definitely up to you. I think these are on sale right now at Joann Fabric. I think. I think they're 40% off. Don't quote me though. I could be totally wrong. That was not smart. Don't glue your bottom piece down because that wasn't smart. Now I pulled out this punch just for a reason. I want to use them. So let's go ahead and use them. And I'm going to just put a few hearts out. I didn't die cut everything and I didn't fussy cut or do all the other stuff because some stuff I like to share with you the experience versus me just going ahead and prefabricate everything. And then you don't see the struggles that I have, right? Have you ever bought a D-stash from someone? But now you're gonna go? Is that what you're saying? Oh yeah. But you could. So I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but you know you could always go online. And I think Joann has free shipping this week. At least if they keep telling me, I guess they're like you haven't spent any money in here in a while. We want your money. You know, I told y'all, even if I don't buy anything from the stores, I like to go and look around just to see what they have to get inspiration. Like honestly, I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday for some paper, which I got. Um, some shiny paper, some gold shiny paper. And you know, if you ever go to Hobby Lobby or any of the big box stores or any store, the shiny paper is a bit expensive. So they have 25 sheets for $5.99. It was half off. So that's why I got it from there. All right, so we're just gonna put a few little hearts down. I think you can put one here. And since everyone says three, we'll We'll get 3 on here. So 1 here. 1 here. And then another one in this corner. Then we're going to get this little bee. And see if I can't fussy cut him out pretty good. Yeah, I think it's free shipping. I think. I don't know. I have ordered in the past I had ordered a lot of stuff from Joann Fabric. They had a lot of the Gorgeous Girl stamps on sale, so I went there and got some. I've ordered Julie Nutting stuff. Well, no, Prima. Yeah, Julie Nutting. I tried to order some Julie Nutting stuff from there because unfortunately, I have a completionist mindset on some things and not on everything. So I wanted to go there. But the Joann Fabric by my house is maybe 20 minutes away, depending on traffic. So I enjoy going to the store just looking around. And we're going to fuss cut this little bee out, and I think we're going to put this bee right here. We'll see. I'm just concerned about this little white part. So we'll have to see. Just concentrating. Yeah, free shipping. And Joann Fabric, I'm sure all of the other places like this too, they have a lot more online than they do in store, which I like. I found a stamp set from there that I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I usually try to only go online and buy stuff for something in particular, or if they have like a sale, 50% off or something like that. Sometimes we get lucky and get free shipping and 20% off, and this, but that was before, we were doing social distancing. I kind of wish they wouldn't have called it social distancing, because when you're social, you're not really distant from the person. You're a little bit in their face, like, hey, how's it going, Rhonda? Oh, I'm good, Pam. What's up? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Together apart is weird too, because most long distance relationships, sometimes, not all of them, but they struggle. This little bee. This little bee giving me the blues. But we're almost there. Almost. Yep. So my weekend is already taken up. Which I'm excited for my son to have friends and us be able to, afford him the opportunities to go and hang out. And since the parent of his classmate was like, it's going to just be a few kids, which is great. A few kids doesn't mean 87. A few is like under 10, which is good for me because, I don't know their social group and they don't know my social group. I mean, you all of my social group, so, and you're not passing stuff through the computer or phones or however you interact with people on social media. So now you see why I stamped the B right on the paper versus this, but I can't stamp the B on this paper because it would look weird, at least to me. So I'm just fussy cutting it. I should have just cut his antenna off, but I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna get a blue. I always feel like that's too dark. We'll do this. I don't think bees have yellow wings. Do they have yellow wings? I'm not sure. All right. So now we're gonna just go ahead and put. I am not even going to entertain that comment at all. We're going to try to cover up that little white part by, well, I tried. I am glad. You know, my friend and I was already out because I had to go to Walmart yesterday. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to Hobby Lobby to look for, the craft stuff. And she's like, I need to go to Hobby Lobby too. I was like, well, I'm going to swing by your spot and get you. All done. I'm going to put a heart in here because, why not? So we go, and then she spends X amount of dollars and she blames me for her misfortune, right? She's blaming me for her spending her money. All right. So now we're going to just skip off a little bit. And we're going to do this, but in a different way. This may be too thick. I'm going to punch out a few of these. By the way, this is probably one of my most favorite craft tools ever, the paper punch. So let's just say you don't have all the material that you see people using, but you do have some stuff on hand, right? You may have something, and then some people are very crafty and they can draw in things and color them. I can't do any of that, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to take this dark brown and we're just going to color our centers. They don't look good right now, but that's okay. They will. No, hopefully they will. Hopefully, there you go. You probably could make them look better if you add a circle, a texture circle, or buttons or whatever. But we're using what we have. And then we'll go back to our other stuff. Actually, no, we'll finish that up. And if we have time to do this one, we'll do that one. So, let's see. Card base. So far, I really like these. We only have enough for one more card because she didn't fussy cut enough out. I mean, fussy cut, die cut out enough. You know, I told you we weren't going to be here long, but I really like this one a lot. Not too strenuous of work either, right? It didn't take us a lot of work to get that done, which is always a plus. Now, I don't think the yellow will look good with the yellow stuff. I do think the brown has a very good component to it when it comes to how you see it. But this looks pretty just because it's a different setup. So it doesn't have this on there. So we'll try. Let's see. And we don't have our yellow. So we're gonna have to go with the yellow. I'm just gonna cut. Okay. All right, so we got this. We have that. Oh. We have a flower that I have just thrown on the floor. Let's see if I can't keep my head out of frame this time. Nope. Right. Impressive. Impressive. Just coloring in our little flower. And I'm going to put this in here. We're going to lay this down on this side. We're just going to have this one lone little flower. Actually, we're going to just have one lone flower. I know 3 is the thing. I know, but I like it like that. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day and a great weekend. Thank you so much. See, I'm going to have to start putting lotion on if you're going to put me on the TV. All right, so I think this is what we're going to do. And we're going to move this guy to this side first. Let's see. And let's see. We can put honey on this side. See, I just think that this just takes away from that plant. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and cut some more out. Stop being so lazy. Right. Oh, I didn't tore. I don't like when my packages rip. I just ripped the package, which just all right. So just gonna run one time. One time. So what I did is I just moved this in a little bit. So when I get ready to die cut it, it fits perfectly in the folder by itself and no extra work from me. Well, one of the bees flew away. I picked it up after the stream. Again, when I first got these, they were all attached together, so that's why they look like that. So what I'm going to do is just put this in the center like that. And my machine is starting to sound like it is sick, which is another reason why I think I don't really care for fussy die cutting anymore. Because, you know, I broke a machine in the past. I just stopped a little because I didn't tape it down and it's starting to wiggle away. Squiggle is a craft term, just in case you're wondering. Yes, a bee die. You want me to cut it out for you so you can see how it looks? I will. I just didn't want to have to color it, but so I rather color and fussy cut because that seems to be my favorite thing to do lately. But I'll cut it out for you. You know what I'll do? I'll cut it out in yellow, and so you can see it. I can just color black on it. So it's not a big deal. I just didn't want to do it because she have problems sometimes. And we're going to just recycle this paper because, you know, that's what crafters do. We complain about our scraps until it's time to use it and you've thrown it out. All right, so it's two bees. Yes, two bees. It's this bee. And then you have this one. And then you also have this little buzzing. I don't need that buzzing. But not today at least. You know. I keep playing with fire. I know. Ow. Not gluing it down, taping it down. So this is how this one looks. And then, okay. This is how this guy looks. So what we'll do is just take a black marker. Like, you could have did that the whole time, but you know I like stamping, okay? Don't judge me too harshly. It's okay if you do. Now the stamp said, I don't know if they have a dotted that one or not. I'm just gonna color all this up real quick. Okay, and then the same over here. And these little lines. This is a big bee. This bee got a big back side. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All right. All right, so here we go. I probably could have did a little bit better job right here, but it's a bee, right? It's a bee. All right, so now we're going to take this we're just going to go over all of it because it's all shiny. If you have a Winka Stella, it's probably better than this. I always forget to grab it. I wonder if they dry out. All right, so this is a shiny Bee Willie. That other guy, kind of dry, little dry bee. All right, okay, so we got this out and out and out. Try to keep these together. Heather needs some CPR, y'all. All right, so it's on there. Well, I like the subscription. I like getting I did it backwards. I like subscription craft subscription boxes. So whenever I can find one that people always talk about, I'll try it out for a while. I had tried out one and I ended the subscription because I felt like it was a little bit too expensive for me, considering I don't always use the kits right away. And I felt like it was too much money in that regard. So I canceled my subscription. I do have the stamps. And I was telling Wonder and Dreamer 555 that I really want to make more cards. And here I am not making cards. But again, at a certain amount, like I feel like I only want to make at a max 10 cards at one time of the same exact image. If I do it too many times, then I'm like, oh, this is boring. And I don't want to get bored crafting because I still enjoy it very much. So, some people that you can tell that once you've had too much crafting, you're like, oh, I'm just going to take a break for a couple of days. And then those days turn into weeks. And then those weeks turn into months. And then maybe a year or two has passed by and you're looking at your craft supplies. And then all of a sudden you start doing de-stash videos. Or you just go back hard and heavy to making crafting. So I always want to try to keep a happy balance for myself. I can't tell anyone else how and what they should do to get out of your craft slump or things like that. So I tend to like stamping and coloring. It's like, I told you I had a rough Wednesday and Thursday. So I really wanted to color something. So maybe we'll do a coloring chat. I'll do one tomorrow morning and release it. Like I have no prefabricated videos except for like 3. And I had computer issues, so I transferred the data from one side to the next, from one area to the next, and I need to figure out where it is and get it posted. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. But today we've been successful in making 3 cards. Marla, you could always donate them. Not saying that you need to. I don't want you to be like you did that man. I don't want to get done like that man. But if of course, if you enjoy making them, you can always donate them. And Chandra, she's stocked and stuff here on YouTube. She does cards for kids. It's a group that she's in. It's the Barely. I don't know if it's Barely or just sponsors it or not, but she does cards and she's making them specifically for that program. So she knows a lot of programs out. I'm not just saying you got to do it to that one, but it's a lot of programs out. I don't feel like I make enough cards because whenever I send people stuff, I never put a card in saying I hope you have a great day. Just something basic. It's just like here, take the junk and go. But that's never the sentiment in my head. I'm like, oh, I want to stuff as much stuff in as possible. And then when it comes to me to write a card, okay, cards for Cubs. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I I um I want to do it, but I'm not. I don't think I would be committed to making X amount of cards. But I do. Last week I mentioned this. Last week I mentioned this. I was like, would you all be up for a challenge? You don't have to report anything back or anything. Would you be? I think we're gonna leave these honeycomb thingies off this round. Yeah, we'll leave that off. Would you be up to making X amount of cards? We have a start and an end date, and you just report how many you made when you make some. No one really said yay or nay. A few people were like, oh yeah, that would be nice or whatever. But no one's like, oh yeah, I'm in. And the only reason why I feel like I need to do more cards is because I have not really been motivated to make X amount of cards. A few years ago, I had did it with a few of my crafty friends. And it's like, because we were saying the same thing. I have so much craft supplies, but I'm not making any cards. And I was like, well, we should make X amount of cards by this day. What are y'all thinking? They were like, yeah, that's fine. But we didn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do it. So, what do you think? I guess I can just send you an email and let you know. Or we could talk about it. And I could just make a video so people can know how and what. All right, honey. Who doesn't love some delicious honey? I'm not a big fan of honey like that, but I love it in my bootleg drink I make. I make hot water, honey, lemon. No, it was last week. I had mentioned it. Or was it this week? Was it Tuesday? Maybe it was this week I mentioned it. You probably had already stepped away and got ready for work, Heather. So we're just putting the glue tape on those two sides again because we want to be able to stick our flowers in Pooh's honey jar, right? If Pooh saw this honey, we wouldn't have a chance to finish the card. Yeah. I do you all remember this and that? She From what I can remember, she never talked in any of her videos. This was a while back when I first started doing like YouTube. This is when I broke my die cut machine too. She and I did a swap of die cuts. It was 100 die cuts. And that's when I was into die cutting to die cut, not to swap and give away. Not for me at least, to give away, not to use. I was die cutting them and giving them to people. It was such a great time. But I was like, I die cut 100 dies. And then I'm always, do I die cut in color or all white? Because I never did this kind of die cutting before until, more recent adventures of me not being so scared to do. I think I want to put this guy right here too. I've just given the flowers a masculine introduction. But we're going to go with it. All right. There we go. And we're going to use the bee we just cut because of Heather asking about it. I don't know about this bee. The other one. They're all facing the wrong direction. I need the bee to be this way. I should have colored it that way, right? We're gonna use it still. Right there. Yeah. I'll make a video for it. Cause I'm thinking it doesn't have to be it's any card you want to make, right? Any kind of card you want to make. And a couple of 100 days. Ah, yeah. That looks a bit busy and not in a good way. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna take that off. Put the B in there, and then I'll just put a little heart right here. Then I'll put another heart over here. Oh, so I know, Marley, you probably get tired of this, but I went to Hobby Lobby, right, yesterday. And they have moved their die stuff. Their dies used to be on the front end, and then it was the Cricut and stuff at the end of this one particular row. Now the dies and stuff, so you walk down it, it's like Cricut and all the other stuff, like the die cut machine, Cricut Silhouette or whatever. And then you go to the end and it's the dies. And if you make a right, then it's like the stamps and Tim Holtz stuff. Oh, I see you. I see you, Hobby Lobby. I see you. All right, so we're going to put this little heart over here. I did puff this one up because we had this thing on here. All right. So we have accomplished all that we set out to do except for one card. And I will make that at a later date, I guess. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Considering I've never did this before. I've made cards before, but not this particular card. And I was quite nervous to see how it's going to turn out. I do have another a setup that I have made with my own on my scan and cut. Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna go to the other Hobby Lobby by the other store, so that's gonna be really fun to see. And this is what we created. Excuse the glare. I apologize for that. I did have a great time. I hope that someone was enabled, hopefully more than one person, to go out and find something that you enjoy making. So this is how this looks. We did some hexagons, and then we did this little one right here. And it has this little bit inside. I am so pleased with how it came out. I was shocked. I'm still shocked whenever I can kind of follow a loose pattern. I think this one is my most favorite. I don't know why, but I like this one the most. And then I think I like that one. And then this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. I hope you all have a great weekend today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Be safe. And until next time, happy crafting.